Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
All right, so that check engine light is on, you've plugged in the scanner, and it's spitting out a P2314 code. Well, if that's you, you've come to the right place. We're going to break down exactly what that code means for your Dodge, and more importantly, how to get it fixed.
Okay, so let's get right into it. What is your car trying to tell you with this code? Because, it's not just a random string of numbers. It's a very specific signal that's pointing us to a problem in your engine's ignition system.
So, what's the deal with P2314? Well, this particular diagnostic code is pointing its finger directly at your ignition system. And it's even more specific than that. It's zeroing in on one component in particular, ignition coil number 5.
To put that in plain English, your car's computer is basically screaming that the spark for cylinder number 5 is just, well, it's weak. It's kind of like a lighter that's almost out of fuel. You get a little flicker, but not that strong, confident flame. And that weak spark means you're not getting a complete burn of the fuel, which, you guessed it, leads to misfires, a sluggish feeling when you accelerate, and yeah, worse gas mileage.
Now here's where it gets interesting. When we start to investigate this, we can really break down the possible culprits into two main groups. It's either an issue with the wiring or a problem with an actual part.
So, looking at this, our problem really boils down to one of two things. First, you've got circuit faults. Think of this like a problem with the electrical wiring, maybe a broken connection or a short somewhere along the line. Or it could be a component failure, which means a specific part has just given up the ghost. We're talking the spark plug, the coil itself, or, in some rare cases, the main computer for the engine.
Okay, let's tackle that first category, electrical faults. This is all about the pathways that deliver the juice to that ignition coil. You can almost think of these circuits like highways for electricity. If there's a huge pothole or bridge is out, that power just can't get where it needs to go.
So before you even think about ordering any parts, it is absolutely crucial to check out the wiring first. You've got to be methodical here. Check the voltage at the ASD, that's the auto shutdown relay circuit, then inspect the specific control circuit for cylinder 5. You're basically putting on your detective hat, hunting for any breaks, shorts, or anything else that could be blocking that electrical signal.
All right, now let's say you've checked all the wiring and everything looks perfect. If the electrical highways are clear, then the problem isn't the road. It's the destination. And that means the issue is almost certainly with one of 3 key pieces of hardware. So this is our hardware hit list. Honestly, the culprit could be something as simple and cheap as a worn-out spark plug, or it might be the coil on plug unit for cylinder 5. That's the part that actually creates the high-voltage zap for the spark. And finally, though it's definitely less common, the problem could be inside the powertrain control module, the PCM, which is really just the brains of the whole operation. So here's the bottom line. The right fix depends completely on what you find during your investigation. You can't just start throwing new parts at the problem and hope for the best. You've got to follow the evidence you found during your diagnosis. It really comes down to this simple 2-path approach. If you test the wiring and find a problem, you're on path A. Your job is to repair that specific circuit. But if all the wiring checks out fine, then you're on path B, and it's time to replace the component that's failed, whether that's the spark plug, the coil, or the PCM. And there you have it. You've now got a solid game plan for understanding, diagnosing, and fixing that P2314 trouble code. So whether you're planning to get your hands dirty and fix it yourself, or you just want to walk into your mechanic shop and sound like you know exactly what's going on, you're ready. The only question left is, where are you going to start looking first?